It is indeed Bitcoin's quarter from hell. The cryptocurrency down a whopping 47% so far this year, on track to close its worst quarter since 2011. So what is behind this epic plunge? Bob Pisani is at the New York Stock Exchange with the details. Bob.
Hi, Melissa. With Bitcoin down 50%, I guess you could call it the quarter from hell. Bitcoin fell 6% today on vague concerns that crypto investors will have big capital gains they need to pay by tax day and are selling to pay those taxes. Still, we are closing the quarter at the lowest level since early February for Bitcoin. What else went wrong this quarter? We had regulatory pressure from the SEC, which said that not only ICOs but also crypto exchanges should register with the SEC. Then major social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook and Google banned crypto ads. It was no better overseas. Mt. Gox, the now defunct Japanese exchange, sold over $400 million in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. It still has more than $1.5 billion more possibly to go. Interest in Bitcoin is also way down. Google searches for the term Bitcoin peaked in mid-December and fell 75% since then. Bitcoin started the year with a value near $300 billion. It's now down to $127 billion. But it's not just Bitcoin. The total value of all cryptocurrencies has declined as well to about $280 billion. Again, half what it was at the start of the year. Now, analysts are all over the place on where Bitcoin is going. FundStrat's Tom Lee has said right here on Fast Money, he's keeping his year-end price target at $25,000. Now, one of the widely cited reports came from Goldman Sachs analyst Steve Strong, who said in February that most cryptocurrencies likely won't exist in 5 years. But that doesn't mean blockchain won't be a major disruptor and play a major role in the economy in the future. Back to you, Melissa, and have a happy Easter.
Thanks, Bob. Same to you. All right, so as Bitcoin's hell rages on, is there a resurrection ahead? BK's at the Plaza to break it all down. Take it away, BK.
I love the timely seasonal references. So let's take a look at Bitcoin first and see where are we in this chart, right? So this is the last year going all the way back to May of last year, and we started to get that real ramp up. Now, blue line is the price of Bitcoin. The orange line is our proprietary fair value that we've come up with, and that's basically based on transactions. So you can see back here, beginning of the year, the blue line was below the orange line. That meant that Bitcoin was undervalued. Up here, when we got to 20,000, blue line above fair value, that meant that Bitcoin is overvalued. So here we are today. This was done a little earlier today. You have the fair value of Bitcoin now about 73.85. My finger pen is not working, but about 73.85. So Bitcoin, when I just walked over here, was around 7,100. So it's slightly undervalued at this point in time. Now, I also want to look at Ethereum as well. This is the dawn. Whoa. Look at that. All right, some fun music there. Really fantastic stuff. Let's take a look at Ethereum as well. So again, back in May, you had this big undervaluation versus the fair value. Again, orange line is fair value. Back up here in December, you had massive overvaluation. So where are we now? Look at what's going on here. Ethereum, down at the $400 level-ish, is actually the most undervalued of the two big coins. So Ethereum right now trading about 400. Fair value is about $485. Much more upside in this. Now let's go to the next chart where we show technically what this is looking at. I think if I hit this button there, we'll go to the next chart. And maybe the next chart won't happen, or if I hit clear. Oh, there we go. All right. So now look at this. This goes all the way back to April, May of last year. That's $400. Remember, it was resistance, resistance, resistance. We had that big run up. What happens when resistance is broken? It becomes support. So here we are right back at that level again. I've got technical support. I've got an undervalued asset. If there's a crypto I want to buy, it's this right here, and I did so today.
Okay, so Brian, you like to do this by yourself. I think you just did it before I got the question out. Would you rather Ethereum or Bitcoin? And is what's happened with the centralized platform over the last couple of weeks with Facebook as the poster child just great news for Ethereum?
It's fantastic news for Ethereum. That's exactly what you wanted, because Ethereum is the new internet where you control your own data. And I don't think until you had a crisis like Facebook had that the general public would understand it. So yes, agree. Great news for Ethereum. Given the two choices, if I had to buy one today, it would be Ethereum, but that's because it's undervaluation.
So according to our trusty Ethereum bug, which we're putting up tonight, 388.50 is the level. Do you have any sort of price target in mind?
Well, listen, I mean, these things are incredibly wild, right? But so 485 is fair value. We're at 400 now. So I'd certainly expect it to get to 485. It'll likely overshoot. So north of 500, I think, would be pretty easy as long as we get this bull market going again.
All right. Thanks, speakers.
My pleasure.
I nibbled some Ethereum yesterday.
You did?
Which is the level I got in. And I am a long-term holder here. It's not to say that I think Ethereum is necessarily the horse that rides to victory, but I do believe in the platform. I do believe in to me, I'm not making as specific of a bet. I'm making a theoretical bet, I think, on what's going on in crypto land, which I'm fully in favor of.
But it's important to you to for the coin or the currency to actually have a platform which is being used.
Yes, that's right.
Real quick question for you, Tim. What would shake you out? I know you said long-term, but what would have to happen for you to say, you know what, I was wrong, I got in a little bit earlier than I should have? What's going to shake you?
Well, one of the things that's giving Ethereum a lot of problem, and Brian's talked about this, is I think there's a sense that developers are having more issues here than they were. And so this was at least the platform of choice for developers. That could change quickly, and I think that would be the news.
I lived a good life. Safety purposes. His back, okay. Well, fuck you! Holy smokes! Okay, all right, okay. Whoa! Okay, I want to sit back.